Hi, this is Brian Gibbons and welcome. This is my first video that I want to discuss with you, top dollar for your California home. Now, these are, if you want to call them luxury homes, I don't call them luxury homes, but generally they start at about $1 million. What we're going to talk about today is that if you're trying to sell, you need to look at every possibility to get the best price. But price isn't everything. You also have to look at your taxation. So we're going to go through a few things. I want to tell you a little bit about myself, my background, where I'm uniquely capable, able, qualified to talk to you about some areas that perhaps agents aren't. Okay? Now there's this all-inclusive term called seller financing or owner financing. It's very vague. If you go Google owner financing California, you're going to get a lot of stuff. But on my site, I generally put articles from lawyers and CPAs. Why? Because you need the real information. Not from some blog about agents trying to scrape and paste some unbelievable salesy kind of advice. In my opinion, an agent that doesn't talk about all the possible ways to maximize your price, your house, if they're not talking about everything you need to do, everything, well, their fiduciary duty perhaps is not being followed. There's a ton of people out there right now that are being trained to push down your price so it will meet the market. As an example, let's say that you've got an appraisal for $1 million property. That's what appraisal is for. Now, I'll tell you, the banks aren't appraising houses like they used to over the last 18 months. That house might not appraise for $900,000. And then, if a buyer wants to buy your house at $900,000 and you feel it's worth $1 million, the bank even might say, well, we don't even think it's worth that in that zip code. We might think it's worth $850,000. How dare they? That's your house. You deserve top price. What if you added up all of your wealth and your 401k and your IRA and your business interests, everything, if you added up everything, and most of it was in your house, you paid down your mortgage, you've got a lot of equity in your house, or it's free and clear, and you've got an audacious agent trying to push down your price. Well, there's other ways to do it. And you know what? You know who knows how to do this? Estate planning insurance. They know it. They know how to put trusts together and perhaps sell the property at a higher price using a trust. So that's what my videos are all about, is how, and I'm not an attorney. I have been in financial planning as a financial advisor to small business and medium-sized businesses, business continuation insurance, through some of the best names in the business. I can't name them publicly here, but I'd be happy to talk to you about my experience. But I can tell you they're in the top 3 life insurance companies. And we get some great training in estate planning, all sorts of things. All right? All right. So to continue on, who I am, I'm Brian Gibbons. I'm 51 years old, and I live in the Pasadena area. And for I think my first experience with financial planning, I was 25 years old, got licensed and so forth. So that's 26 years experience. It's a lot. And top dollar for your California home, cahome.com, is my site. And I have wonderful articles on that site. If you just click the link that says articles, you can read all of this stuff from CPAs, attorneys, people that know what they're talking about in California. All right, not agents, and not all of these, so-called bloggers. People that write. If you want the best site for real information written by CPAs and people that do their research, go to bankrate.com. Bankrate. I highly recommend. It's probably the best site if you want to look at everything there is to know about money, from estate planning to selling your house to getting a mortgage to getting a credit card. All of that. Bankrate.com. All right. So an agent's job, he's got a fiduciary duty to give you every possible way to sell their house. Is that true? Do they have your best interests at heart? I hope so. It's in the California Code from the Department of Real Estate. Fiduciary duty. What's that mean? Well, a financial planner's got a fiduciary duty. A CPA's got a fiduciary duty. A lawyer's got a fiduciary duty. Well, I'm sorry. I've read a lot of articles over the last 2 years, last 24 months, where agents are saying, well, if I get a seller that's not going to listen to me and list it at a realistic price and do exactly what I tell them, I'm just going to drop them like a hot potato. Well, I'm sorry. That attitude is small-minded. And that attitude generally means they're trying to bully you into doing it your way. Okay? And I would not sign a listing agreement with that agent. That's my opinion. Now, if you're watching this and you're an agent, when's the last time you brought a seller financing expert in with you on a negotiation with a seller from a $1 to $5 million home in California? When's the last time you did that? When's the last time you talked about using trust to help the seller maximize their price and decrease their capital gains tax on the sale? When's the last time you did that? Never. Probably. So if you are trying to sell your $1 million beautiful house and get your price, or maybe even a little 5%, 10% above market, because you're providing financing, I want you to give me a call. I really do. I want you to give me a call so I can help you. All right? And I'll send you a form, you fill it out, and we talk about the form at no cost, 0 cost. I'm not going to ask you to sign an agreement. I'm not going to ask you to do anything. Because generally you have to read a lot of articles to even get the basics. And I give you all the articles and you get back to me when you want. Does that sound like a good way to do it? And if you want me to talk to your CPA, I'll do that. Okay? I'll send the CPA all sorts of links as far as seller financing and the IRC code that we use and the trust that we use. Okay? All right. So I'm almost out of time in this first video. We want to maximize your price, maximize your profit, and hopefully pay 0 capital gains tax. You know what that is? Capital gains tax, you get an exclusion of $500,000. Anything over that is 25%. You sell a house for 1.5, you got a $1 million taxable sale for capital gains. That's 25% of that. That's $250,000. How'd you like to pay 0 of that? Click on the link. Okay? Brian Gibbons, top dollar for your CaliforniaHome.com. Deep experience in financial planning, estate planning, notes, installment sales, trust. I thank you for listening to this. I look forward to talking to you on the phone. Maybe saving you tens or maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars on your $1 million to $5 million California home. All right? Thanks very much.